Oh, well, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Starrupture. This time, with your pleasant selves, for lessons that you need to know, or things you need to know, if you're in it for the long haul, or if you're planning on playing this game for the long term, which I am, but I'm going slowly because I'm actually covering Windrose as well as now, so this is taking a little bit long for making guide videos for Starrupture now. But anyways, lesson number 1, marking. This game does not have any systems for taking notes, putting notes, or doing anything on the map. But if you have scattered bases, which means a lot of people in this game prefer to have different small bases in different places and then sending products back to a main factory in order for making things, but doesn't matter. No matter what you're doing, you are working with clusters of factories. What is a cluster of factory? This is a cluster factory. What is it? This produces all of the materials needed in order to produce batteries. Every battery, for example, has a lot of grade 3, grade 2, and grade 1 materials that it needs for being produced. But at some point, you will forget what the recipe was, what the product was, and what did this system even exist for. Okay, because it will, after 100 hours, you will forget. Number one thing that you do, any entry or any kind of material that gets inside the clusters need to be classified and buffered with a storage. In my factories, because these are mathematical factories, they do not have, let's say, loss. Like, they produce 100%. There's like a 2-3% loss only on these. You can find some Excel sheets about them, but some of them are outdated because they changed the recipes. But they still work like magic. They even overproduce, which is like even better. And they never get clogged. Check out the links in the description. So, before a factory is started, you make, per example, 3 of this. How many things are going to go inside here? What am I producing? What is going to turn into what does not matter? First, you know what is going to happen inside here, so you put storages with symbols. This game does not have symbol. Well, we do it manually. You put 1 storage, 2 storage, 3 storage, 4 storage. Now I exactly know. Okay, so this has helium entry. This has wolfranium entry. This has titanium entry, and it also has calcium entry. If it's a grade 2 or 3 factory, which does not need base materials, here, for example, would have been rods, glass, and, for example, I don't know, applicators. Just exampling. Then, there's your factory. Okay, now I know what's going inside a factory. You will forget what was the factory for and what it was producing. So there is another solution that you need to actually apply it to every single factory that you have, if you want to actually know what was going on. The output. There is one storage, one bigger buffer, which I prefer to put these 12 ones in it, for the buffer of the main item that was produced in this factory. This will allow me to know, okay, so this was producing this. And believe it or not, having 2 of these filled over time, you will not even know when they got filled, but this is always enough produced material to take me to the next level, which means I have a new contract for something that needed batteries as, let's say, a base material. Because of this 24 patches of 100 batteries that is inside here, by the time these are depleted, my mission is over. Yeah, so this factory will go idle until the next contract. So, whenever I need batteries again, this will be filled over time without me even realizing it. And whenever I need battery, I will just come here, either put a dispatcher or a receiver here, and get even more batteries from this for the next one. And you can just stack these back to back together. And also, this factory does not just produce batteries. There is a final lane. Every factory that I have has all of the singular lanes, like see, like look, it has a main lane. This is called a bus lane, because back in the day, the triple lanes did not like work. I managed to actually make all of these systems with singular lane bus lanes. This bus lane actually could carry every single product that is inside this to the end of the factory without getting clogged, because as I said, these are very mathematical. I really put work into doing these. And I will do more of these whenever I have time. But that lane, that bus lane, is actually carrying every single product or underproduct that leads to the production of the battery on the singular lane that is here. This singular lane is, however, fed first to the final product, which is the battery production, and then it leads out of the system. So, if I need resources for the main product first, they all get fed here. Okay, now the surplus keeps leaving the system. Look. So whenever I come here, out of this line, I can see, okay, so I really don't know. I really forgot everything that was produced in the battery factory. But look, just by looking at this, now I know that it has the boards, it has ceramics, it has the silicone powder, and then it has the... what was this called? Oh my god, this was the tube, yeah? Yeah, that's the tube. And that's just from another building. But look, now, let's say I have another factory that needs ceramics. What I'm gonna do, simple. Go here, just grab the dispatcher, put the dispatcher, get here, put the dispatcher, get this. Oh, I need ceramic, there you go. That's it. Oh, by the way, calculation time is super heavy because I have a single bus lane producing every product in this game. Okay, so it takes about 7 seconds. If you have problems with this, by the way, watch my other video about how to fix 3 of the biggest problems in Starrupture. That video is amazing if you're in it for the long term too. But yeah, now I need ceramic. I take ceramic, I put ceramic here, ceramic goes out. That's it. Look, now, not only I know what's going in here, I also know what is getting out of here, and I can utilize this factory for making other things that are completely irrelevant to the production of the battery. I do not need to make another factory for producing ceramics. I do not need to make another factory for the boards or tubes or the silicone. See, this is the beauty of the single bus lane and marking the before and after. Yes, and do you see those lines? Let me show you something amazing about marking your main resources before. 1 second. Look, because these are very high consumption factories, look, I have marked everything that was needed for the production of this cluster. Okay, yeah, right? And look, everything outside of it is also marked. Everything going in there is also marked. So, whenever I'm feeding main resources to here, these actually are not just for this factory. And don't mind the spaghetti. It will happen to you. It is unavoidable. Don't try it. If you're OCD, close your eyes for a couple of seconds. I can do nothing about this. It's too late for me. Leave me be. So look, because this is very far away from like my main base that actually produces these materials, now I can actually use these buffers to load balance my other buildings. Yay! See these resources? These are base resources, all of them, right? I am also feeding that system with the materials that I have from here. Because this factory stopped working because I did not need it anymore, but I did not remove it because, well, why not? I'm using the final products and off products or offspring products. But because those were marked, I did not need to do double work and go and bring lanes again, materials again. I just connected these to my other cluster. And don't worry. Oh, no, but Duran, this factory uses like 320. These use very high, by the way. This thing uses like 400 titanium. Yeah. And it's for impeller. Let's say, yeah, so 400 titanium is used here. But Duran, if I give it to that one, that will work, but this will not work. Don't worry about it. You know why? Because the progression in this game is in a way that different types of products are used in different contracts. So for example, if a contract needs, for example, let me tell you as such. Look, if a contract, for example, needs any of these, the contracts in the next level tree, see, are this. But look at this level tree. See, now wolfranium is there. Now calcium is there. Now there is wolfranium completely. So see the categorization, like titanium, wolfranium, titanium, calcium based, for example. Let's say this is the calcium based, this is the wolfranium. But see, whenever you're making progress here, okay, that titanium is going to be used there, yes. But whenever you're doing missions for these two, nope. Look, let's go a little bit further so it makes more sense with the products. Look, this is reinforced housing. Reinforced housing is a titanium based product, right? Now, look, reinforced housing, level 9 again. Here, look, reinforced housing, level 9, look, completely shifted. This is a titanium base, this is geo based, let's say, see? Completely different product. Now level 9, look, see, this is helium based now. You know why this happens? Because they know that this is gonna happen. Whenever you're doing contracts for these at the same level, these factories that you made for the housing will not be working. So the titanium that is being used in this one will not be used anymore. But the other things, for example, the wolfranium, the helium, and the calcium will be used. If you have those balanced out with that, no need for the other one. Oh, that's a bird. I want to shoot it. I have ADHD. Anyways, this was lesson 1. And the beauty of load balancing. Look, this is just one factory. Listen, this game is so gigantic. Man, whenever I think about making guides for this, I'm like, man, where do I get started? I need a live stream, like, welcome to Starrupture 101, now 102. Like, I need to teach this like it's a university at this point. It is so complicated. And I know the frustration, but that frustration is the simple one thing that keeps me going in this game. Okay, lesson number 2 will actually be placed here as well. See, remember that bus lane that connected all of those products to each other and the end? I also have a single bus lane carrying the final products of each cluster to... See this lane? This lane goes all the way to a factory there. You know what factory that is? That is final product factory. So the final products that are produced in clusters actually use another bus lane in order to go to a more simplified, higher grade items only factory. That this complication and this laning is why my game slows down when I make new connection. See, now this is what end game looks like if you actually have this. Look, every single resource that is produced as an offspring or main, let's say, product of the factories and clusters that are there are now connected, interconnected, and connected here to factories that also are using the same bus line. Look, this bus line goes to the next one, goes there, then goes to the next one, goes to the next one, goes to the next one. The final products that there collide with each other here, which is a bottleneck of my base, and I will never fix it, because if I fix it, I will need to go triple lane bus lanes and fix all of this again. I am never doing that. I have a life to live. Or do I? But look, because of that bus lane, now that all of those products are actually like coming out, that single bus lane is carrying it out into all of the next factories. Look. Oh, so it's time to make valves. Okay, I already produced these in that. I'm gonna take them from there and put them here with dispatchers and the bus lane. So, okay, valves are produced. Okay, what comes after valves? Okay, now there's valves, there's turbines coming in from there, there's also impellers coming, and there's also a base material that I needed. So they come here too, they're marked. I know where they're coming and I know where they're going. So, look, the valve, the turbine, the impeller, and this are now produced here. See, now this escalated quickly, didn't it? This is how you can actually make your factories. And don't worry about the factory or the bus lane getting clogged. It doesn't get clogged. You know why? Because, as I said, every final product is from a different category. It is kind of balanced. Because when these are not active, these will be active. When these go offline, probably you need valves. When valves are inactive, this will start working. Because as you see, and as you have been experiencing it, every time you make something, the game progresses and some of your factories go completely offline and silent for a long time. And now look, again, we produce pumps with the valves and everything else. So, where do we go from there? Okay, what was the next mission after pumps? I have pumps, I have reinforced, I have valve, I have ceramics that is coming from the dispatching from another one of those factories. Look, it is going to produce, there you go, the pressurized tank. And why are you missing valves? This is literally connected. This bus lane has been broken due to probably the fact that... yeah. Oh, it had a weight problem, didn't it? Yeah, it either had a weight problem or it had other problems. Huh, okay, I'll fix this later. I'll fix it later. Yeah, so, if you didn't know, like, there's something very bad going on with the game. I know this is not a video for it, but this is it. This is the end of the video. This is all I want to tell you. Boss lane, put marks behind, perks mod after, and you can complete the game like stage by stage like this. But let me warn you again, if you're a fan of, like me, that you're making like things like this. For example, I know exactly like where this problem comes from, because it's probably coming from one of the lanes that was connected there or here. That actually went away. So the balance weighting system of the game is a little bit flawed right now. So whenever you're putting things like that on each other, they might disappear. Yes, because I showed another video after the second. See this? See this, for example? This used to be complete. Not the bottom part, but the second part. This used to be complete because the weight balancing is off. Now they are actually going offline and actually just disappearing on you. Yeah, it happens a lot. Look, for example, if you keep doing this, if you go another level, the ones down the stairs will actually disappear. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with the weight system, but this has been happening. I showed that in the video about the 3 tanks. You can watch that one. And the reason why that exists there. That's a triple heat modifier. Yeah. Anyways, this was a video. This is the lesson. Do this. Mark them. And let me give you another final tip. Bonus. I did not mean to actually show this, but well, you can see it in this video. You don't need to go to another one. So, see that bus lane that's coming? If you want to check what is coming and going from your bus lane, just make it storage. Do not give it anything. If you just press it, you will see that what products this bus lane actually gets. It actually gets everything, because all of them are connected to each other. I can even summon the demons of helium from here. You can't even get up to resonators here, man. Yay. Okay, not the tab. Not the tab. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for now. I am not able to make progress in this game right now because I'm covering windrows, but I will soon start actually making the other factories that are like, I literally need to just make the factories, like 5 of these for each product, and because I have this bus lane, it will make me complete the game. But I want to find more solutions to remove a little bit of frustration that you guys and me am experiencing right now, so stay tuned. I will eventually make the guide videos. And well, if you want, really check out The Last Caretaker and Windrose. Fantastic games, highly recommended. I do not play bad games. Yes, I criticize games a lot, but all of them are fantastic if I am playing it. That is a 20... how many? Oh my god. 23 years of gaming experience tells you that, and I'm 31. Just imagine when I started gaming. Atari, man. I've been Atariing. Okay, and as always, thanks for the likes. Thanks for the subs. Thanks for the comments, memberships, and supers. And as always, if it's nighttime, I hope you sleep like babies. And if it's daytime, I hope your things don't disappear out of nowhere, because that's a thing. Yeah, when I was actually making the, like, starting to, like, trying to record, some of my factories there in the battery thing on the second floor actually disappeared right in front of me. It was very frustrating. That thing actually doesn't work. I lied. It works, okay? I need to maintain it because 2 of the buildings literally disappeared and I don't know which one they are. I need to go and check out the factory recipe from my Excel sheet. See you in the next video, fellas. See you in the next video. Now you don't trust me anymore. No, do. I don't lie. See?